Hey guys, what's going on? It's Uncle Tone. How you guys doing? Today we're going to be checking out the Speck CandyShell Flip case for the iPhone 4. This one is being brought to us by the very cool people over at Unlimited Case. Before we get into it, I want to take a quick second to thank the very cool people over there at Unlimited Case for sending this one out to me for review. They're sponsoring today's video, and thanks very much. If you guys haven't checked out Unlimited Case, there will be a link right down there in the bottom bar to Unlimited Case's website. They got some cool products over there. I'm going to have this one and another review coming for you guys from Unlimited Case next week. So, cool beans. Thanks very much to the awesome folks over at Unlimited Case. Without further ado, let's pop into this bad boy and see what Speck gives us with it. Just like the other versions of the CandyShell, there is unfortunately nothing included with this one. No screen shields, no anything like that, which is a bit of a drag at $34.95, but let's be honest, most of us use our own screen shields anyway, so the fact that Speck doesn't include one is really not that big a deal. And for the quality of case you're getting for $34.95, it's not really that big of a deal. You guys who've been watching my videos for a while will know that the CandyShell is one of my favorite cases for the iPhone 4. The 3G, 3GS version, as well as the iPhone 4 version. They're very solid, very awesome case. It was the kind of the original hybrid style case with the soft inner liner and then the hard outer shell. And Speck has, gone through several revisions of this case. Check out my other review on the regular CandyShell for the iPhone 4. I had 3 different versions of that case. And here we are with the 4th version of the CandyShell, this one being the CandyShell Flip. They've really refined it over the amount of time they've been making it, and it's better than it's ever been, really. So let's go ahead and grab my iPhone. Get rid of this notification here real quick. Hang on one second. Grab my iPhone and throw it in here. Put this one on. You can put it on just like you do a regular slider style case. Flip down the dock area there and simply pop it in and slide it in just like so, and then take the bottom, flip it up and over, and you're good. It's installed. Very nice, super easy install, and just like the regular version of the CandyShell, it's a really nice snug fit, not really difficult to get on or off of the phone, which is really nice. Sometimes, you get those really tight fitting cases, those are a bit of a pain in the butt. This one, not so. So let's go ahead and take a look at all of the ports and cutouts and buttons and all that wonderful stuff. Here we have the headphone jack and the sleep wake button. The headphone jack is in ample size on here. It's not huge. You might have a little bit of trouble with oversized jacks, but your average headphone jack is going to fit in here just fine. Here is your sleep wake button. One of the best things I like about this version of the CandyShell is this sleep wake button is probably the most responsive sleep wake button I've seen on any version of the CandyShell. It is really easy to press. Just a nice light tap and the screen comes on and off. Super simple. I love this. The sleep wake button is great. I like those buttons that have a really nice tactile feel, really nice soft touch, and that one doesn't disappoint. Checking out the vibrate switch here on the side. Even with my big clunky fingers, I have no problem getting in there and flicking the vibrate switch. It's pretty much the perfect size cutout there. These volume rocker buttons are pretty much the same as the top sleep wake button. Nice and easy to press, not difficult at all, super simple, cool beans. Definitely very, very good volume buttons. Taking a look at the bottom, you have your cutout for your microphone, your speaker, and your 30-pin dock connector. And they've gone ahead on this one and made the dock connector hole just slightly larger than they did on the previous version, the 3rd version of the CandyShell that I reviewed before. And no problem with any of my third-party cables. They all work just fine with this cutout, so cool beans. And now we're on to the flip part of this, where this comes in, speaking of the dock connector. Those of you who had the CandyShell before know that it doesn't really work with most docks. The one I had worked fine with my GigaWare Dual Dock, which is basically the Radio Shack version of the Dexam Dual Dock. Without a dock insert, I could get my CandyShell to dock in there. But with a dock insert, there's just no way it was happening. But most people, you know, the most docks, the CandyShell will not work with, which was, you know, the biggest problem with it, was you couldn't really use it with docks. So here is where the flip part comes in. You want to dock this one, simply flip the bottom of the case down, which is really easy to do. Just take your thumbs and pull it down, and there you go. The bottom of the phone is now exposed. You can go ahead, pop it in your dock, sync, charge, do whatever you got to do. You can also use it as a stand. As you can see, stand the phone up on the table. Go ahead and charge and sync and do all that business that you do in there. And when you're ready to go, pop it out of the dock, flip the bottom back on, and you're good to go. You're off to the races. Cool beans. So this version of the CandyShell Flip is probably my favorite version of the CandyShell. If I could only pick one case for my iPhone, which would be an absolute nightmare, but if I could only pick one case for the iPhone 4, and that was the only case I could have and use, I would pick the CandyShell Flip. Great case, great protection. You got the hybrid material on the inside with the hard plastic layer on the outside. My only real complaint about the CandyShell for the Flip, and this is the same as my main complaint for all of the other versions of the CandyShell, is that it scratches really, really easy. Lay it down on the table or something like this, slide it around a little bit, flip it back over, and you'll have scratches on it. I mean, it just scratches super simple. It almost scratches just by looking at it. It would be nice if Speck could fix that, but they haven't done it. But that's really my only complaint about the CandyShell is, you know, it scratches really, really easy. But it's designed to protect your phone, which means it's supposed to get scratched, really. So it's not really that big of a deal. You know, given how great this case is and how well it works, I'm willing to overlook the scratching. My advice would just be to buy a light colored one, like this white one I have here. And that's pretty much going to solve your problems for scratching. It'll still scratch, you just won't see them as much. There's a little scratch on here on the back of this one already, and I've only used it for a few days. So, cool beans! There you go, that's pretty much going to do it for my review on the Speck CandyShell Flip for the iPhone 4. Thanks again to the very cool people over at Unlimited Case for sponsoring today's review and sending this out to me. I really do appreciate it. Thanks to you guys for watching, and make sure you check out Unlimited Case. There'll be a link right down there in the bottom bar. And that's it for today. We'll see you guys in the next one. Cool beans. Rock on.